Hello, I'm Elgato and welcome back to the Mathcraft video. These are videos I like to make on the channel where I break down and answer the maths behind some of the biggest Minecraft questions you definitely were not asking. And today I want to talk about a really common request because sometimes you're in the Lamborghini dealership, you're about to drop a couple $100,000 in a car, and you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, before I buy this car, can my Minecraft character go faster than it? Because if so, I definitely don't want no Lamborghinis. So I figured why not answer this most pressing of questions with today's video, because the answer might just surprise you. It might seem on the surface that wait a minute, so some Lamborghinis can go above 200 miles an hour, and on the other hand, Minecraft Steve, or your player character, goes about 4 blocks a second on average, and every block is a meter, which means you go just over 4 meters a second in Minecraft versus a Lamborghini with a top speed of around 200 miles an hour. Some of them go higher than that. We'll use the Lamborghini Aventador as our example today, 220, but there are many other Lamborghinis a little bit lower than that. But yeah, Lamborghini Aventador has 220 miles per hour of top speed, as well as going 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. So comparing that to Steve seems pretty bad on the surface, but then you remember that walking around in Minecraft isn't your only option. As of 1.8 over 8 years ago, we now have the ability to sprint in Minecraft, and you know what that takes your speed up to? 5.6 blocks a second. So if we take this blocks per second measurement, which again, every block in Minecraft is 1 meter by 1 meter, then we can use this to actually work out how fast Minecraft Steve goes compared to a car. So for instance, in case you're curious how to do that, we want to multiply the number by 3600, and then we're going to divide the number by 1609. In case you're curious as to why these two values, there's 3600 seconds in a minute, so we're multiplying it to get our second speed into an hour speed, and then we're going to divide the speed by 1609 because that's the number of meters that are found in a mile. Boom, now we have the formula for working out meters a second into miles per hour. We can also just multiply by 2.237, which is what we'll do for the rest of this. But with that in mind, we now know we can sprint in Minecraft at 12.5 miles per hour, which is actually surprisingly fast. That is, again, a lot faster than you're most likely traveling most of the time when you sprint or run in the real world. And the fact that we can do it on a pretty consistent basis in Minecraft is really great. If we then add a speed 2 potion to the mix, which we totally can, then that will give us a minute and 30 seconds of 40% extra speed. So the reason that's so wonderful is because we can then take out our 12.5 miles an hour, pretty modest by itself, and up that to a massive 17.6718 miles per hour. That's already really, really fast. Bear in mind, Usain Bolt's fastest speed in any of his races is about 23.35 miles per hour. That's over 100 meters. So the fact that we can do this over much more than 100 meters, the fact that we can do this for kilometers in a row is really, really, really crazy by itself. But again, 17 miles per hour, it's really great. But you know what, Lamborghini can go significantly more than 17 miles per hour, unless you're in like a school zone or something. But still, the fact that you can go at that speed is nice, but it's nowhere near a Lamborghini. Well, this video is a fail, right? But what if we said there are faster ways to go in Minecraft than just to use your legs? Your legs are great, but you know what's better than just having your own legs? Picking up some more legs. So let's say you have a horse, and bear in mind, horses have a whole variance of speed in Minecraft, but the fastest horse you can get is actually 14.5 blocks per second. That means about 20 miles per hour for a fast horse by itself. But then if you want to, you can then add to the horse, you can add a speed 2 potion to the horse, and as long as the horse has the potion as well, it doesn't matter what you have, but if the horse has that speed 2 effect, you can go even faster. Add 40% of that speed and you can go 45 miles per hour. I want to clarify, that's 45 miles per hour because you're going just over 20 blocks per second. So yeah, the fact that we can go over 20 blocks a second in some cases, and we can go over 40 miles an hour is really, really nice. But again, 40 miles per hour is great. It's faster than residential streets in most cities and most countries and stuff. And, sure, horses can go across terrain, so that's really great. A Lambo can't go over stuff. But I mean, we're still not talking great top speeds. You're still going to want to go buy the Lambo. So yeah, if you're in the Lamborghini dealership watching this right now, maybe just go purchase your Lambo and get back to the rest of the video. Except no, this is important. This is going to have to be a decision you hold off on, because what if we said boats in Minecraft could go faster than horses? At first that seems ridiculous because on the surface boats go pretty darn slow. They go about walking speed, so this is capping under 10 miles per hour, plus we have to go on water. It's not seeming like an improvement over the horse at first. But then you remember that, wait a minute, Minecraft has a pretty kooky feature, at least in any current version on any platform. You have the ability to use blue ice. This is 9 packed ice combined together, and it's the most frictionless environment we have in Minecraft. So if we use this blue ice combined with a boat, we can get the fastest top speeds found in the game, which will look like this, in case you're curious. That's right, you know how we were impressed that we were going like almost 20 blocks a second with our pretty good horse? Look at the speed we're going right now. I'm going to measure this, we're going to look look at our block count on the left there. We're going to measure that right now, and we're going to get back to you with how fast that actually was. Today's video is going to be doing the science on how many blocks a second you can go at your top speed in Minecraft. And now what we're going to do is we're going to analyze said footage, and we're going to work out the exact speed in blocks per second so we can work out for sure which is faster, Minecraft Steve or a Lamborghini. We can review it as a way to work out our exact speed per second because we can get an exact second of footage, and then we can work out exactly how many blocks we've traveled in that second, and that will give us our blocks per second because we'll know the number of blocks, we'll know the number of seconds, i.e. 1. So yeah, easy enough. We can just take from 8:37:37 here, and just to get a fair average, we'll go to 8:40:37, and we'll see exactly where that gets us. And there you can see we're at 1217 blocks. That means that in that time we traveled 218 blocks, which off the top of my head would be about 73 blocks per second, I believe, which is a lot of blocks to be traveling per second in Minecraft. That is absurdly fast. 73 meters or 73 blocks every single second. And you know what the crazy thing about that number is? Well, that means that we actually beat the majority of Lamborghini automobiles. So I'm using the Wikipedia page here just because it's an open source information that literally, you can't argue any bias here, right? So we're going to use the source information to be like, well, 158 miles per hour, slower than our ice boat. 155 miles per hour, slower than our ice boat. And although most of these models were produced quite a while ago, you can see it's even faster than the Lamborghini Japa, the Lamborghini Silhouette. Basically, my point here is that the majority of Lamborghinis are slower than our boat. However, if you are in the showroom and you see yourself the Gallardo, if you see yourself the Reventon, you want one of these really nice models right here, even a Countach in some cases. If you want one of these models and you're like, well, as it turns out, the Minecraft boat is slower, so I guess I'm going to hit buy. Well, there's one other thing you might need to know. And that is the 0 to 60 speed that you can actually get with your Lamborghini. One of the key measures of fast cars these days is the 0 to 60 speed because the top speed is always around 200, 300, but it's always unattainable. The acceleration really matters because it means what can you actually get on a track or on a road if you want to be that type of guy. So what does it compare to Minecraft with the Lamborghini, again, the fastest one, the Aventador, having a 2.9 second 0 to 60 time? Well, let's show you what the acceleration looks like on our Minecraft boat. As you can see, in just a couple of seconds, we're already barreling pretty much at the maximum speed. Again, you can break that down and show that on the screen, but you can see here the boat's first movement is at 12:59:56. Again, we're doing frame by frame analysis, just make sure this is exactly right. Then just a couple of seconds later at, I guess that'd be 13:01:56. You can see that the boat has traveled almost 50 meters. That means almost 25 meters a second. That is really good for the first 2 seconds of having the, the equivalent of the ignition turned on. However, if we actually, see what happens in the next second between 13:01:56 and 13:02:56, you'll see that we've actually traveled 48 blocks in that second. That's right, from 2 seconds to 3 seconds, we had a speed of 48 blocks per second, which if we equate to miles per hour using our formula from before, actually means that we went over 100 miles per hour from 2 seconds. That's right, 0 to 100 in less time than the Lamborghini Aventador can go from 0 to 60. And what I'm saying right here is if you're right there in that Lamborghini showroom, if you're thinking like, oh no, I want acceleration, then really what I'm saying is you need to get yourself a Minecraft boat, not a Lamborghini. Hopefully this video was useful to you. So I hope that my very serious, very real, very practical advice has helped you out in any of your decisions. In case it has, then I hope you can like this video and let me know. Before we go though, I kind of wanted to do just a little bit of a fun bonus because I'm always curious about like the pros and cons of various methods. And one of the things about having fast cars that seems to be universally true is that you can't get them to their top speeds because there just isn't that flat of a surface. So although you might argue like, well, having the the blue ice boat in Minecraft, it's impractical because you need to build the specific surface for it that has to go for thousands of meters to be really practical, and that means thousands of blue ice, which takes a long time to get. But in the real world, it's also true. The longest tracks we have in the world are about 5 miles long. That took 5 miles of, obviously concrete or asphalt. I'm not sure what roads are made from, but you need to have 5 miles of tarmac, or you need to have 5 miles of asphalt. You need to have this very expensive building material that, most people never do ever. And given that that's, something that we really could take advantage of in the real world, but yet we don't, I think the fact that a blue ice path pathway in Minecraft seems tricky, but in reality it's actually easier than building a real life road. Therefore, the Minecraft ice boat is actually more practical than the system required to build all of the interstate or the states or all of the motorways or all of the autobahns in the world. So pro tip, Minecraft boats are actually better for the environment too. It's the eco-friendly option, 0 emissions, and that's something you only get when you buy from Toycat and his terrible sales techniques. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. If you're interested in terrible sales, then maybe I can convince you to hit that bell button. That's right, if you hit the bell button, then you'll see more terrible videos like this one, and then you'll be reminded of how good the rest of life is by comparison. So yeah, that's my sales pitch today. Maybe I should have my lack of driving ability in this video. You know, I'm not personally a driver. I do a lot of, you know, flying or public transport or whatever instead. But hopefully you enjoyed it regardless. And I guess I'll see you all in the next video. So goodbye, friends and lovers and brothers.